today I'm here for my April book haul. I was wearing this in my TVO's trailer reaction, so I don't know if that is up yet, but if that is up there, that'll be a link down below. Because I filmed it on the same day, so why not? So, I bought a lot of books this month. I bought 13 books, and I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm fine. To be fair, I got 4 of them for review, so that's an excuse. So I bought 9 books myself. That's better. So the first book I bought is The Giver by Lois Lowry. This is a teeny tiny book. It's so small and teeny, like, it's so small. And it's about a world, it's like a dystopian utopia. They all think the world is perfect. And then a little boy called Jonas has to become the giver. He has to train to be the giver, who gets all the memories of the town and actually finds the truth about the world, that it's really not as happy as it seems. So I can't wait to read this. Everybody said it's such a good classic and it's so amazing, and they read it in school, but obviously since I'm not from America, we don't read books like this at school. We read rubbish ones. And so yeah, I hope to start this at some point. It looks really good and I want to read it before the movie, because the movie's got Meryl Streep in it and I really like Meryl Streep. She's so good, and the movie looks really good. The next book I bought, which is a bit damaged already, is Cress by Marissa Meyer. I took this camping with me and it got a bit destroyed. There's a rip on the back of it and the pages are all like blue, and I'm only like 80 pages in, but I started it and I really love it. The next book is Breathe by Sarah Crossan. This is about a world where the oxygen is running out, and a state lottery decides who will live inside the pod and everybody else will live outside and slowly suffocate. So they're like fighting for oxygen, and this is set quite years after the oxygen shortage, and there are rebels and stuff, and I think it's a government thing, and they go outside with 2 days worth of air left, and that's all they have until they suffocate. So yeah, that sounds good. Harry bought that one for me. The next 3 books I have are from Hotkey, and so the first one is The Beautiful and the Cursed by Paige Morgan. This came out quite a while ago, but the sequel comes out in May, so I got this one because I didn't get it when it came out. So yeah, I don't really know what it's about. It's about like a gothic fantasy, I think, to do with gargoyles, and it's historical fiction book set in Paris. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I will be reading this in May. And then also I got the sequel from Hotkey, and this is The Lovely and the Lost by Paige Morgan, and I'm not going to read the back of it because they don't want to ruin the first one. But I did kind of start reading the blurb in the email I got from Hotkey, like to tell me what books there were that I could request this month, and then I realized it was a sequel and I was like, I'm not going to read that. I just spoiled myself a little bit, but I haven't spoiled myself too much, hopefully. So yeah, The Lovely and the Lost. The next book, I was so happy that it was on Hotkey's list for the month, because I've been waiting for it for ages, and I didn't order it in hardcover because I was like, Hotkey are publishing it in the UK and I might get a chance to review it, so I thought I'll wait, and then if I do get it, I will get it for review. And yeah, so I got it, and that is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria. This has got such good reviews from everybody who's already read it, and it's got a blurb by Stephen Chbosky, who is the author of Perks of Being a Wallflower, because the author, I think, was like a she like shadowed Stephen Chbosky, I think, for a while, and he like really pushed her to go on with writing. And it's about a girl who's lost her sister, and her teacher tells her to write a letter to somebody who is dead as an English assignment, and she chooses Kurt Cobain because he died young just like her sister did. And soon she gets sort of an addiction to writing to these famous dead people and starts writing to Janis Joplin, Heath Ledger, River Phoenix, Amelia Earhart, and Amy Winehouse. Other people, but that's just like a list of a few that she writes to. The only people I know are Amelia Earhart and Amy Winehouse. But I'm so excited, and this is such a pretty cover. I'm so reading this next, I think. The next one I got was from my boyfriend's mum for the church magazine, because I finished all the ones I got, and so I got, she ordered me 3 more, but the other 2 haven't come yet. So this one's in my April book haul, and the other 2 will be in my May book haul at some point. So it is Chasing Jupiter by Rachel Coker, I think it is. And it's about a girl called Scarlett who lives in 1960s Georgia. She has a little brother with autism, and he writes a list of what things he wants, and one of them is a rocket to Jupiter. And Scarlett tries everything she can to try and get him this rocket to Jupiter. And I just think it sounds so good, and this cover is pretty, and it's Christian fiction, so it might not be for everybody, but I certainly am excited to read it. The next books I bought this month go together, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, which I've already read, and Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. So this is the first and the second book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I've already reviewed Miss Peregrine's, and I will put the link down below somewhere. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was blurbed by John Green, which is probably one of the main reason I bought it and bought the sequel. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because it took a while to start up, which is why I think Hollow City will be a lot better, because the world's already set up, the characters are already set up, and I'm already enticed in the world and the characters, so it'll be I think it'll be a lot faster than this one was, so I'm excited to read this one. The next book I got for review, and I can't remember if I put it in my last haul, so if I put it in my last haul, I'm sorry, and that is The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith. This one's already out, I can't remember what date it came out, sometime in April, and I read this in February, but I only got a physical copy this month because the publisher contacted me and said, do you want one? And I was like, as a thank you for reviewing it, because I wrote a written review, although it got deleted because I deleted my Tumblr, but I now have a video review, so video review will be down below somewhere. But I really enjoyed this one, and it's about a couple who meet when there's a blackout in New York City, and then after their meeting, they both feel really connected to each other, but they both have to leave New York straight afterwards, and they both spend a lot of time traveling, and they can't really be with each other because of that. So the next book I got is one that I'm so excited about, and that is Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi, and I am so glad to hold this in my hands. And look at its deckled edges, and it's a hardcover, and the color of the hardcover is just so pretty. I just love it, and I can't wait to get back into this world. And this cost me £3 for a hardcover with 1-day delivery, and it also has deckled edges, which cost more. This would have cost $17 in the US, because this is a US copy, because they don't sell this in the UK. And I got it for £3. £3! God, how did who is gaining from this? I don't even know. But I'm gaining. That's the only person I can see that's gaining. But it says so pretty, and I love it, and I just want to read it soon. So expect this one to be read this month probably, because Unravel Me was just the best, and I need more Warner. I need more Warner. More Warner. Just Warner. So the next book I got is The Program by Suzanne Young. Again, this is a hardcover, and it has a design on the dust jacket. I actually like the dust jacket more than I like, the actual cover, more than I like the dust jacket. But this is about a world in which suicide has become an epidemic, and the only solution to the epidemic for suicide is for teenagers to be put into the program. And it's a girl called Sloane and a boy called James, and they have been trying desperately to hide their feelings and hide that they're upset sometimes, because if they show their real feelings, they will get shipped off to the program, and once you go to the program, while you do come back, you come back forgetting everything that you were, so you forget all your memories. Everything is wiped and you're an entirely new person, which is not what James and, I've forgotten her name already, Sloane want. They both want to remember each other and still be themselves, because you're not inherently yourself if you've had your memories wiped. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one too. The next two books I'm also so excited for, and that is The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. The paperback copy got released in April, so I bought the paperback to match my other two paperbacks. And I have not read Son of Neptune yet, but I will be reading it now, because I have this one, and I think this is my favorite of the covers because it's all pink and it's pretty and I love it. I just love it so much. And just look at it. And it's got a never before seen short story where Annabeth meets Sadie Kane. I don't know who Sadie Kane is, but I want to see that short story that's in here. So yeah, this is the third book in the Heroes of Olympus series. So yay. And the last book I bought is House of Hades by Rick Riordan. This is the last book in, well, the last release. This is the 5th book, and it will be the 2nd to last because Blood of Olympus comes out next year, which I'm hoping to get in these covers as well. But I'm so glad I got this cover because I've never noticed before that Amazon have a little drop down menu. You know, like how on the Book Depository you can like choose the edition you want. The Amazon have that too, and I thought you just got what you were given, but no, they actually have a listing which one it is, and so I got this on there a lot cheaper than I was going to get it on eBay, and I was so annoyed because I could have got The Mark of Athena, Son of Neptune, and The Lost Hero all for about £2 in hardcover on Amazon if I'd looked on there. And from now on, whenever I want American editions, I'm looking at Amazon just to check if they've got it on there first before searching on eBay and Book Depository, because I think this was just so cheap for, I mean, I got it for a tenner, which is like standard really for hardcovers, but so a tenner was pretty good. But I was finding it on eBay for like £16–17 and I just wasn't going to pay it. I was just like, I'll wait till it comes out and pay it back, because I just don't want to pay that amount of money. But I think I might, now I've got all the ones that are out, I might like marathon them next month, maybe do a readathon for them. So anybody who has, maybe a buddy read for them, maybe anybody who has read the first book, or even hasn't read the first book, I'm waiting for you to read the first book. Anybody who wants to read the Heroes of Olympus series, if you comment down below and tell me, we could do a buddy read or something, it'd be really fun. I'm also buddy reading Cress with my friend Mel from the Book Moo. I will link her link down below somewhere. And yeah, so I'm enjoying Cress so far, but I haven't had a chance to read because I've been camping and I have big blisters on my feet because walking sucks. Take the car everywhere, people. See you next time. Goodbye.